Yenara asasini, eya bodi ni maye, mojana na numshebu nyani to maye. Nizumini mususu, seyebe biatosu, injoja sukutu kani nyakasebe kuminya, edi embre mutamaye nasasu mota atumse, omanu sebeyeyo, Seriyeyo, eya seta ose, omafo branechme, omanu sebeyeyo, omanu seriyeyo, eya seta ose, omafo branechme.
It's a Jonathanism part 2. Last week was Jonathanism part 1. In fact, Jonathanism, no, if I see about 2 weeks ago, I will put it this way. But the subtitle of my message here, Leadership in Turbulent Times. Leadership in Turbulent Times. And Nehemiah Basa say here, how do you provide leadership and solve problems? Ahani huno akanifo pa. Anyone here, sebe. Womo enenemo na no World Bank maame ba ko say IMF mo penny wo ba o say the avias economy na ye no we just don't know our way out. The traditional way of solving it and is all gone. We are in turbulent times. How do you solve problems in turbulent times? And Jonathan is going to show us the way. Enti Yenika and call back to the difference here about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, you started and you call 1 Samuel chapter 11. And when Saul say, Samuel and Saul abedi hine, or say Ammonite for one say, one be good Israel anymore say na one atu obia chrono Jabez Gilead for be two be any back. One say anymore. Mama ye ne mom pam na ye nso mom say okay wo be so ye na just ye two bi animu ase ani ba ko na amaye gu Israel animu ase. And this poverty we are talking about is a shame. Bia ka ahochira be wi ase nyina na ye de beto Africa so pe na enkwara ye fra doa ne enwansi na sisi onso ne all these kinds of poverty problems. If it's not your concern, Isaiah ana can assembly or say Isaiah chapter 62 or say Zion ti min kama nun tumuda. Zion ti min muama no na Jerusalem ti min ye komu. De be kwa akosi se ne trene be pue se ne adekye ehran na ne nkwagye adere se trene. Na mama ebehu bimbuo na ahemfo nyina hunu wanim wonyam na watu din foforo a Awurade ano ebekire no na wobeya hokeka abotire Awurade nsem. Zion ti, Ghana ti, African ti yenka anu ntumuda because of the poverty that is around us. Eni se ebasa animguasie Samre no mopkaya ye kan se Yakopon hon kronkron Saul ti se sa enema we na nkrofo no pese omde ye wo no Saul ti nsemi no Awurade honhom esi ne so na ne bufu kese. If our Christianity does not lead us to become angry about the poverty around us, then I challenge that kind of Christianity. Say here ye yam som no emma ye bumfu enema enkoyie aye poto ya na no anse enyam so no ya so dem ne akwaba so dem ne akwaba, then there is something that is wrong. Ko so kronkron ba so no ne bufui and he acted na Yakopon adawroma otimi yi sa animguase no efri Israel so. That was our first message in the series. Ye tosumi enu ye kan ye eno ne last week de no eno na ye kan Jonathanism part 1. Tapping into the courage and leadership of the youth. And only last week message. And on si jina 1 Samuel chapter 13 so. E mabunu na pe me ba na same kan say e de nyame ase for e mabuna a ka ombekwa akodi atutrasem ne kro ne banam no omo awura Sunday mu na ye tunwum eyi onyankopon aye. But beyond that no, it says amabunu ya nyame fa wo mo so na obie ye ni na yesiesie ho na yetimi ye ema ye man etimi ejina ehye nyame animonyam. Eno na last week ye chirichiri ni nyina mu Israel under the domination of the Philistines. Ye de tutu ye ni ye ma ho. No industrialization in Israel, no industrialization in Ghana, abrofo be di yeso. But industrial revolution na course or Europe no ye fa ye nya wo mu a ye tuo ene ye tuduro na ye de kon ye ho a kum ye ne a ye ho e chichire woni a nwuo no e koton ma abrofo na omo de omo call America. Slavery has always been there, but the nyan wo industrialization na America say ha enye tuo ene ye tuduro nko a na snap abrofo yi ede ma ye na nanom ni ade na no aba ye main ayi. So we have a problem, and Israel's economy was terrible, very, 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 very terrible. Emra na womo ene Israel fwe kon o se otumfo bie ni Israel sas no so ba bia if you say free for kan say anye sa Hebrew for be bon krante ne mpia na Israel nyina sane ko Filistifo nchen kwose won funtum na de ene won so ene won kuma ene won Kantanka. There is no nation a betimi a develop if we don't industrialize. Yama enfidisem ni ade a ye betimi de aye nema ye hia ben ma ye ho aye hare e won nema asie ye mu a ye beto aso atra ye hia mu saa. Koko ni ansa ne se ya so ye koko aya ye nyina akoma brofo omo my conditions na Ghana koko niema wo mu ne kra ne banam ne ade. Why are we not seriously we can say ye hia ska na ye hia dollars no, but over the whole length of time how much industrialization has taken place? One district, one factory. You can't seriously talk about industrialization in 4 years. And so yet he say it's a amoya year 2. That was our message last week. Now the man Jonathan be PM say Otrasia no hwe ya na se ne Filistanfo di wo mo so ya na ahia wo mo bro no mo asa akofa wo mo asojafo na no na metie bi o say go to the Horn of Africa, Somalia ne kro ne banom ne ade na hwe Indian Ocean no, and go and see how our countries, industrialized countries na edi wo mo camps basis abesisi honom. America will be or Russia will be or Russia Bowra Africa. Mali for say Pamo France for, but Russia for Abba. And all those kinds of things. We are poor, and these people are just taking advantage of us. Ena yeti ho ena yehwe. Na no na Jonathan trust ya no hwe ya no say no. This thing cannot continue. Last week the kind say Jonathan ka Filistifo camp no a ewo Israel no owo bansifo owo geba no egui na Philistine 40 asem aba mumu se ne hwan a ye ya sojafo e wo mo ba attack wo. So war broke out. That was the message last week. Today's lesson: how did Jonathan's leadership show up in those turbulent times? Okwanyaba ekon no a omo kro no Bible ka kire yen se eduru okon da no tie de Bible kan 1 Samuel 13:22 na kon da no wanhunu nkrante ana pia edom a woni Saul ene Jonathan wo ho no mu bia nsem agi Saul ne ba Jonathan nsem ena wo hunu bia. Look at that miserable army going to war against the Philistines with their chariots and whatever. Kontima ne kurekura nkrofo a ye kwa ne Philistanfo and industrialize for akwa. And that is the situation. So what did Samuel our year kofa by or pretum no se na no make no, he touched the horn and mobro don twa na oto abako bomu The mobro no atu asete bepo bi abono. What are the issues? I drove to you last week. I talked about them, which means that we need to be serious about a situation I find ourselves, especially Ujune said, this is the 17th time I call World Bank, and then some of the World Bank report to Amadi Abba Afire, and whether we have any real solution. Just say Jonathanism, media, the Matthias, there were 3 key players in those turbulent times. Samrenwa and Yamane Basa and Nipa Miensa Pan and song. Number 1, or Hene Saul. King Saul. How did he react to the situation? And what were his weaknesses? The prophet Samuel. Odifo Samuel. Ononso de be no ye wo samre ye na ho kire ne bibia ye basa no. Ononso ye de be. Na brantie Jonathan aye kana asema ye sua free ne ho no. E de ben e na sa brantie ononso ye. Sani pa mi ensen e na ye pese ye twen adwene esi wo mo so. Na ye de atoto wa brabom ene Ghana situation ne ahwe de nyame pese wonam so e kire. So let's talk about King Saul and Samuel. We call chapter 14. We tie me no afa Bible. Yenko chapter 14. How were the citizens reacting to the situation? Ghana inflation any krone ba abe. Sen pa na citizens no ye react. Ukona akotwa de nra na nne wo so okoto bi a sen obi si na anu okotwa de bi 5 cedis mrebi ene woko na ye 12 cedis. I don't masem the one American can all those kinds of things they actually because you are seeing it and it's part of you. So what was going on? Bible say Paul so Paul Saul eti Gibeah na kotia atoadua ewo migron no ase na edom a wone no wo ho no ebe mema hensia. Remember yesia na anu se na soja fa no mo wo nyina yes 3000 ena ono fa 2000 anu wo hweso ena Jonathan fa 1000 into okono ba and let's assume say 2000 and 1000 nyina ka bom ena wo mo kwa akọ ne Philistine for no akon. But at this time we are yeah can we see a member na aka ewo Saul ho saying 600, which means that people have run away. Crofo adwane ana no one more etete ho. But yenko back na yenko hwe enema na ekoso at that time. So let's go back to chapter 13 verse 6. Now Israel merimano ehunu se dine won no. If you say wo hye omano ahomete na omano hunta abodan ene amena ene abotan ene aboda ene emura emu. Na Hebrew fo no bi etwa Jordan ko Gad ene Gilead asase so. Na Saul da so wo Gilgal no manu nyina de ahopopo edi na chi. So there was a national crisis and we are in. There was a national crisis. Some hid in caves, in thickets, in rocks, in holes, and in pits. Some went into exile. They crossed the Jordan. And Saul was in Gilgal. Na Saul da so ewo Gilgal. No man nyina de ahopopo di na chi no meye or say all the people around him were trembling. That is the soldiers, they were trembling. Wouldn't continue akwa ne Philistine fire war a 20 krone bakushia. How do you go? The economy baby ya den Ghana your solution any IMF World Bank and I say hey and Saul was sitting there. Ngega and one more channel when she obiasro the okoton last year no wo sa akwa investments say hey wo boa na no ababa obi a me coach no kakra also to se prabia bi as say sometime 17,000 and nay wo ko bi say do 27,000. How does he really go and do some more investment? Okay, me say any Safo me sika akra no me de call yesi treasury bill a year e call 19%. I'm say to oboase na debt restructuring am keka ho asem no wonte ya na say me de me nimo. Na I'm say wo koto treasury bill at this time. Na wunim ne ebeba. So why don't you take your time and study the situation better? So obia hunu de wonye in terms of sikasem ayabasa. Now that was Saul's situation. Now adeba na Samuel and so eye wo ho. What was Samuel also doing about this situation? Utia Samuel akachre Saul say one tra twan no na obeba bene na ya sorry ansa na wo mo akwa kon okon no akwa frase ana Saul ne nipa 600 bebre adwane ana woni 600 na aka na ete ho twen Saul kan edom mema ba hensia na Saul ne ba Jonathan ne edom a woni no wo ho no etena Gibea Benjamin and so na Philistine no akere nsraban wo Mikmas. Now, so what do you do in this kind of situation? So let's go again to chapter 13. Now, Saul daso wa giga no man nyina are trembling. Let's go to verse 8 of chapter 13. Now, otwene nanson any bra Samuel share no. Nanso Samuel a Magilgal. No man free no hu tweten. How these are turbulent times. The situation is fluid. Anything at all can happen. 7 days or the man no. Eduru one year there one my. Wait until I come and seek for divine strength for you. Clear instruction. That's fine. 7 days no aso. Somewhere my. When you was saw dwaneko. What do you do? And I saw can say, Monfa was share for the any asumdua for the no emreme. Na obo was share for the no. Na she owie was share for the no ba pe and a somewhere by. Na Saul free this okoshia no achia no. And a somewhere can say, a dear no aye. Na Saul say, me unu say o man no e free me ho ahwete. And I won so one my bra wo share no. Na Philistine for nso aboa wano ewo Mikmas. Ana me say afa Philistine for ebe sane aba me so ewo Gilgal. Enso me nyame yi Awurade mpaye. Enti na me share me ho me bo o share afode no. Hey, Samuel say my amfo. Waiting. That was so I hear brofo na so say I felt compelled and offered the burnt offering. What was Samuel's reaction? I was for we are can for a sad situation ya to. When I studied this thing, I can appreciate the situation there saw a woman. Of course, ube can say Nyankopon Samuel si nyabotre me maya nyabotre me maya, but look at the turbulence of the situation. Now Saul a face. I seem to have some sympathies for Saul. 7 days no so no. Samuel am I. And then the people are running away from him. And so what do you do? Ebina Ghana for yeti hunu abusiafo. Situation here yaba bedru say nya se mpanimfo no hunu se ne ma ekobone no encheri o. Wo de buani compound wachi last year budget you read in October November mo baby, and they were talking about measures to solve the problem. And that time no chinyi ane omuji wo parliament ne radio sini ade nyina ye de be GDP debt ratio. But the World Bank for buy when him the omo aba be ka kire Ghana was waiting bibia no omo kan bia na de be ye beko any krone basa. World Bank has become the Samuel, and Samuel is coming to give directions to Saul. And World Bank buy solution ben and a debrae. Samuel buy solution ben and what the ma Saul. Nidiane say the catcher say shesona one yet. My problem with Samuel wa hakran say. Na Samuel catcher Saul say, wedding kwasi asem. When near Radi Wunyakopon mra asem wa share one so. Na kafe na Awurade ebe ma wahenie atim Israel so da na afi wahenie enyina Awurade behwehwe na koma so be ma afa na Awurade asi ne ma so hene efiri se we ni di Awurade ehye wo no so na Samuel esori free Gilgal ko Gibeah Benjamin. So the problem has not been solved. Samuel has come, he has accused Saul of what he has done. Fine, what you to him say we were under pressure. And so we uttered this, we say, hey. So Samuel is more concerned about whether Saul will remain as a king rather than the problem and he pronounces himself which means there will not be any dynasty for him. The problem we are facing in Ghana here is that your politicians are not talking about how we really need to sit down and solve Ghana problem. They are talking about 2024. About what? I bet you need you be winning, they won't win. That is all that our politicians are concerned about. And that is what Samuel is demonstrating here. And then the government in power, and they say, oh, World Bank for Baba. And when World Bank comes, then we will be able to know, say, free a problem. When World Bank comes, when Samuel comes, and Samuel delays, actually, answer a World Bank for Eba. Now, I wouldn't report on the Aba if you have been following the situation. When we report to the World Bank Africa report to Amodiaba last week, and they say the World Bank classifies Ghana as a high debt distress country. In its latest Africa Pulse report, it projects the debt to GDP ratio of 104.6% by the end of 2022. You can say, will GDP debt ratio saying 104.6%. I just say, what car would dear? Ma obi amfa we yen to America nominate Japan nominate Kroneba because it's a different scenario. But yeah, you can't say what car would dear.
Which are the only sense about okay politicians and NGO.
Well, but yeah, it has to be told.
Yeah, Debbie. I'm the Omeni in Jekra, almost there, and can the World Bank news for carry Benya problem.
Ah,
Omamiu, that's what da. So now I'm saying, so, yeah, we and you know, and
we yache,
and I'm saying, the own that, yeah, Daniada.
One market kaya,
we answer Zabemino Caseno, conforce them more research to find out which countries in the developed world are in a similar situation. Oh, America cried the car.
Japan the car, near America.
Japan and America the car. One and be now. Well, can you be near some more?
One try. Because the truth has to be told, and that is what I'm picking it from the Bible, Monsieur Bible, no, and I'm a to your situation, no, the relevance of the Bible to our situation. And somewhere I no abe condemn why abe condemn Saul and waja hokro say won't mean to asubio and the air cost nyina MPP defending on and this in so say okay near year 2024. And we, in fact, one more report on the by they say you classify Ghana, you classify countries like Eritrea, Mozambique, South Sudan, the Kanina ni Kenya, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Brussels, say a death distress country.
So I'm Sudan,
Why?
Somalia can. Somalia and
Somalia can. I said, no, Somalia.
Somalia.
Oh, and Ghana's cedi is the worst performing currency in Africa. It has lost 60% of its value.
Less than 2 weeks ago, the Deputy Minister of Finance was telling us Ghana's cedi is the best performing currency in Africa.
We are all reading it. Because we need to make the Bible relevant to the situation we are facing. And it was, your friend said, World Bank was going to come. Oh, yeah, the Nema list here, waiting for the IMF to come. Saul was waiting for Samuel to come. And then, thereby, and they said, waiting for IMF to come, the finance minister was saying, we shall not go to World Bank. So he went around the whole country. We are a sovereign country. World Bank. Then Levy went into parliament. Now NDC Jina den and away after not 2 numbers. Abu Safo near across on the recount 2 numbers. Whether Adjust Safo will come and add to a year more to Aba, I'm a Levy a pass and a whole length of last year or some early part of this year, and he spent the year arguing about numbers to approve levy. When see approve, we say meanwhile, the economy was suffering. Inflation became obvious and began galloping. Putting the blame on COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war, and also now the abetum. Then Africa Development Bank loan. Say Africa Development Bank a loan of $750 million to help the city. Why? So 750 million no buy, you know. I my inflation no agina na asa your team. Then economic management team, e wo ha no mo meeting. Ni a change the interest rate. And then na no mo meeting e dey any duru be say 20 something. In fact, the World Bank buy was economic management team, Bank of Ghana, send inflation in France, and was changes man. At the back, who say the World Bank team and our team here, there is no innovative ever solve your problem apart from say change the interest rate, you know, near the other. When that thing works in America, it's not going to work here. How many people are going to go banks to get loans at this stage? And who changes inflation we are following the same kind of situation now, and that is where Jonathan becomes my ideal person, and I say leader at this time. He moves away from the traditional emphasis solution man. World Bank team eventually arrives, just as Samuel eventually arrived, and the World Bank team, they also arrive. What did they come to do? They are doing a debt sustainability analysis. So Ghana mo car mo diana, car mo betimi chiana, and they spend the whole time here doing debt sustainability analysis. And here Markwaji a China loan. Markwaji way, Mumfani mum sika mo de change banks in there. Mumfani ya di bom ya say afinu kona wie na musika mo nyina mo japade ne mu Ghana bibia ye kabo mo moka ebro mo ene de mo nyina sa na GDP debt ratio no e kire ye ne obushafo. End result, Ghana is told you have a worse debt situation than you have portrayed. And they are gone. Just like someone came and just told Saul that this situation, the one change, why a mistake, you were free or won't also did not see any established. But what about the problem? And Samuel had gone. World Bank too has come. Compare Samuel and the hopes of King Saul in the face of national disaster. That's what the World Bank, Obiaya anti World Bank for the benya yi say in the next nano finance minister say omo be wie no omo announce for the 2023 budget omo abako mahunu say finance minister anam so beto aso akwa America. We are still in it. Samuel has come. He didn't solve the problem for Saul. He only came to condemn Saul, and Saul was perplexed and didn't know what to do. Ghana has a problem. World Bank has come at the 17th time, and they have come and they have gone, and they have said that according to Omu rules, so wuntimi enye debt restructuring, then they don't give you any money. So the government should go and do debt restructuring. I was a for situation a woman and bini mami die can you. Ne baba akuye mumu oba akonso sebe ni trimu kanwa obini na wo ene obi ani efra ne. How do you solve these kinds of problems? We need Jonathanism. I'll put down in my notes here. Prophet Samuel disappoints King Saul. Prophet Samuel never offers any solution for the problem Israel is facing, except to pronounce judgment on what the king has done wrong. Then Samuel leaves. And King Saul then numbered his men, and they had reduced from the 3,000 to 600 men. What was he to do? That is where the Jonathan courageous leadership came in. Situation I may no discuss in the Bible na ya kenkan and ya de toto ye ne aya sitene mo ho. Well bank abako Samuel abako ndem oko. But the poverty of Ghanaians still remains. Ghanaians are suffering. What do we do? Do we keep on going 17th time, 18th time, say BB Yatuabanas another government, but are we sure that we will not also go back to World Bank? And when they come, what prescriptions do they have? And yet, sa bank the almost economists no shiane krone ba ne change your rending rate ne krone ba no ne ade ne keep inflation ne the same thing. There has to be a new thinking. There has to be a new approach. We have to be innovative in solving our problem. And we need to sit down as a people. We must have a homegrown solution to our problem. And we are not doing it. Whether it's NDC or it's MPP, nobody is sitting down for a homegrown solution to our problem. And we're all looking to for our brother to come from bra yene economy structure no and no more economy structure na no me no obi di nkomo nam se hwe ye ha nipa do sen e na afeso a omo e file wo omo returns e ma ba hu se sika se na obi enyae enti se na tax ese wutua wo ya sa informal economy mason ni koye na adwuma no ogi ne sika no okọ na carpenter ye na adwuma no ogi ne sika. How do you solve that kind of problem? Now what you all trying say hwanum na afale omo returns? There has to be a new thinking. And Jonathan is providing that. So Samuel left. And that's where, as I said, so you quote chapter 14. Ahona Jonathan Ebamu. Jonathan said to the young man, chapter 14, verse 1. Na Debbie saw about Jonathan catch na bofra another abranti nyakwada. Abrantia okura na akunde no se bramaye nkoflesimfo bansifo a wo no hwa no ho nanso wanka nkire naja. Very, very important. The major issues in Jonathan's action. Number one, Jonathan said to the young man, he was a young man himself, and he needed one who would think like him. A team. They needed a team. Daniel, a lot of Babylon, because normally 4. They meet together and they pray together, and God reveals his secret plans to them, and they move on. Amrantia mo mesara me yen name can say Amrantia emfa to trust them we need young men who understand our situation and are preparing themselves for the leadership of our country. And that is what Jonathan is demonstrating to us. Or catch a brand here by a qua or no a boti penya or no echo, say yanko. And Jonathan key statement I will make here, you quote to the Bia verse 6. Now Jonathan catch it. Now Adeba me dewo a brand here or kai and on no Asia and say. Verse 7 was it, ye dear a wo wakuma munyina, dan wo ho, she, me ka wo ho, send ye wakuma pe. I'm going to be with you. We need that group. One more tea Ghana say. And yamranti a wo dwane free ha akọ babia ne ade no complaining ne kroneba. We need our intellectuals from the university to get together and have a homegrown solution to our problem. Matisse university for us started some strike. It doesn't solve any problem. Because I didn't know I was strike. As I say. So they should come together. They should be the Jonathans. Or say, be bien see who are quiet. Then Jonathan said to your who boy, come, let us go over. That is number one. I can't want them that. Be bien see who are quiet. Yankupo mujidie. Let's go over. Understanding Jonathan. Let's go over. Yanko, what does it mean? Let's confront the problem. Let's go over. Yes, sir. But let's go over. Let's confront Ghana. Confront the situation. And who owns the land and who rules the land is trying to confront the situation. The economy of Ghana, anti-sabrichere economy. Yeah, tons are here from the tons are here. Yeah, ka asasi ho asemo. Yeah, see gold no was asasi ne ye or man dia ba asasi ne ye ahemfo no dia. And so you see you have a whole different comfort. So galamse and koswa then anonymous ye responsible because mona mo man crofo to me one also say monso and one more background. So you see the kind of situation. So God has given us gold and yet we are destroying our land because we say let's confront the situation. You trust in the who said, sad we are for so many years, and yet we don't seem to be prepared for that. Let's confront the problem. Ghana, me book no ma several places that I've been talking about it that Ghana's constitution is not development friendly. And yet, and one a lawyer for any idea quote to constitutional timin and no not ne more boy anything. You don't need to be a lawyer to understand and appreciate that our constitution is not development friendly. And we have used it. Free say including the 1992 constitution. Are we willing to confront these issues in our governance system? Number 2, Jonathan Samokan said, Osei, Yankwa adebe sound crofom monotufwe eho. He had no regard for the problem. Bramayen chemunko monotufo bensifuwe yiho. That word now very, very important too. These uncircumcised Philistines, we must believe in ourselves. David said the same thing. David saw Goliath and he said, this uncircumcised Philistine. We have a problem. We must believe in ourselves that we are capable of solving the problem. Unfortunately, MDC, MPP, every CPP, instead of confronting the problem, the governance system is not helping us. I confront you and I solve your problem. No? The man says, when we are uncircumcised Philistines, you bet me a do so. Let's believe in ourselves. World Bank for young Crawford and one man, a cocoa there were breachro. our economists, our one experts, the omo ba be ka no ebia na ye nkrofo eti ha omo ka, and it's not going to help us because the context of our problem is different from the context of the problem in Washington and in London. So let's find and believe in ourselves. Say yenya ediebe na ban no dia ba be tudwa I mobilize ye nyina say, hey baby ye drone, this is the 17th time. Enya World Bank and this solution be brain. Now the media as a Christian, the shame nkura akese ne say Jonathan say bibia nsi awurade kwan so ode ade bebre ana ketwa ebeje nkwa. Do you realize that God what your story here here? One will say Nyankopon eyi Saul to nchen. And Nyankopon yi Samuel to nchen. But a branch here of sorry here or can say let's confront the issue no. Or na Nyankopon bo anama no solve problem. That is the picture I'm pointing to you this morning. And yes Saul wo hunu dia wanya no ena nyame nam ne so solve problem no ena enye Samuel ono so ba ye be criticize ya no ena Yakopon nam ne so solve problem no but abrantia wo situation no mu na abrantia we next week e be hia no ho asem wa ma me ye ku ne di obeye ne say let's solve the problem. And that is what Safo Kantanka and all of us here are talking about. The problem needs to be solved. Casban Foundation in the way, but the problem is huge. And if we don't have innovative solutions to our problem, now you call World Bank 17th time, and we don't tell ourselves, we say, there be a whole solution, and no never solve here. We need the Jonathans to begin to think. They were moved. And they went in secret. They sat down and they debated the issues and they said, let's go. They were simply interested in solving the nation's problem and removing the shame. They were not planning the overthrow of the government. They were not doing it for political advantage like NDC versus MPP. The Ghana poverty problem must be solved. And that is what I'm talking about. The two young men put God to test. They did not just pray. They crawled to the mountaintop. Thinking, finding new ways, understanding the system. If I had not written this book, who owns the land and who rules the land, I would not have understood the Ghana system. So the system of governance, because we are not finding solutions to the problem. We are playing politics like they do in London, like they do in New York or in Washington. At woman, Jonathan said, me yen frobo pono me yenko na frisanfo no hu yen ne yen so Onyankopon hwe so Onyankopon wo mo ka kire yen se frisanfo Israelfo mobromobofo no na abegina ho ye mo ka kire se mo de momra na be hu djuma de be momo a na kire se nyame ede wo mo ahye yen sa bo mo ka kire se munyina ho ne ye baba abeto mo a then we know that we cannot go forward. That is what are we going to be doing? To move away from Debia World Bank, and this solutions. Let's sit down. And say some phenomenon transit. Still land, public lands. What are the issues? How can we raise money there to develop our country? Sa issue way Galamsey yan transit. How is it? Why are we where we are? MPP, NDC, let's sit down. And nobody seems we are playing politics waiting for 2024. Whilst we don't even get there. Every time, mitimito fuel, 200 cedis. But 200 cedis, new 3 days. Me free ba Kesman office how can you cope with that? And we seem to be doing business as usual. they acted in faith. And after killing the first 20 Philistine soldiers, the Lord caused them to destroy themselves. That's how the battle was fought. Jonathan and Adamfo no kum the first 20 no. Nkrofo no na kunkum wo mo. Nyankopon ene ye. Israel had won the battle through the hands of these novices who dared to trust God and ventured. On 2 occasions, Jonathan, the first case, oko attack camp for no. And a konu biye no, wankwa ye ku, wankwa ye to trust and wankwa demonstration. But what tenase, and what friend Adamfo no say bra me enko. Na yen so Nyankopon hwe na bibia na Samuel ne papa ete ho agi eniama ho achinye. And he went, and the Lord went to, when your friend said, the battle is the Lord's. The battle is not the Lord simply because we sit there and we quote the scripture, but the battle is the Lord because we sit down, mobilize the people, come together. We have a common problem. Let us all solve it. Nyame boa next week, metwa Jonathan, so the selflessness of this young man called Jonathan. Nisen nyame enam ne so ede boa o man. So abusanfo, de mede to ama wo a wo tie me ne se. Jeremiah can say be enam de mi wie masema meka. O say the harvest is past. The summer has ended. And we are not saved. Since my people are crushed, I am crushed. I mourn and horror grieves me. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is there no healing for the wound of my people? Is there nobody? Wonim squani ebefa so to say Jonathan. Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 20 to 22. Na Jeremiah soon nano meko preach baby. So Paniba Kwaya was wo kasa ti se tete ho Jeremiah. Zion ti min kama no entum. Jeremiah chapter 8 verse 20. Twabre twem aduaba tibre asa. Na yen de wonye yen. Min mai baba ekuro nti maye samo maye kusu ahudwire akutame. Enti aduham bia eni Gilead. Anase oya Safo bia eni ho. Na dentina wonyansa me man baba yade. No solution, no homegrown solution for Africa's problem, except we go to World Bank, they come and tell you your economy is distressed, and then they go back and say, come and see us when you have done this and that, and then we sit there. Sammy, a problem. Dear Abusa for their me was setting invitation. Let's form what I call Jonathanism, the economic think tank. Economic think tank. Me the number be betuto, jabra, frey. I'm not asking for people who want to go on demonstration. I'm asking for people who want to understand the Ghana system, so that we can begin to think in a new direction. Is there no balm in Gilead? And ye microphone betimi atras ya me ahwe se system no ya de wuru ye ho no sen na city na sen na ma ye ehia ye sen ye ehia ye ne si anya ne sa Africa better no afri ni poverty mo aba ye trawa na yakofra abrofo na aba woni ye no amko school ni nkwara bi kura ka ye na ye kire omo ade no omo aba omo ba am se na mo change bank rate no ne kura ne ba no ne ade se ne ye na America no ene sa ade anti na mo abobosia na mo kakakraka you are distressed ne ade Prof Kufuor ba was it they were HIPIC, highly indebted poor country. No okusun ya yes okay ya democracy mo. Ni asa atra ho na yakwa ni asa ba beto the same team. Is there no balm in Gilead? Ghana ye nimpanimfo a ye betimi atranse anananom ahemfo. Ene mo nananom ahemfo mo ka governance no ho. Mo ka o man no so die ho. Ana politicians no ka ho. And a woman for intellectuals a kahon. Samon traho there, and you may free young people. Momra, we are not going on demonstration. We are going to study and understand the system, so that we can begin to understand why we are where we are, preparing the next generation to solve our problem. I want to meet people who want to think this way. My friends say, video conference in I don't want anybody to label me, say me prepare Crawford for anything. I am preparing Crawford for the solution of the poverty in my country and in my continent. Number we draw to na frey. We frey niya ye nyina ye hunu woni a eba no afeng. Then we'll find a day and then we'll sit down. 0546 295 927. Me sisubio 0546 295 927. Ana 0506 830 223. 0506 830 223. Ana 0244 417 182. Me we born me and saying you quickly be one man see be a throne to from na frey. We don't want to create any impression. We say ye be basa bia. We want to study. We have materials. We will study. We understand why some people have moved on and why we are not. And when we have understood the system, then the Jonathans will arise and the solutions to our problems will emerge. 0546 295 927. 0506 830 223. 0244 417 182. We need Jonathan in our time so that there will be healing in Gilead. Amen.
Thank you very much.
Yo